welcome back to some more algebra. We're learning about factoring by grouping method, one of my favorites personally. Alright, so it still involves problems where we have a leading coefficient greater than 1. So for example, we're using this as our little reference one, 12x to the third plus 10x squared minus 8x. Okay, that's the number we're using. First thing we said, like we always do, we always factor out the greatest common denominator. So in this case, it was 2x. So that's how we end up getting 6x squared plus 5x minus 4. Now, this next part seems a little confusing, but we're going to take that first this leading coefficient. We're going to take that times this constant down here. So we take our leading coefficient times the constant. So 6 times negative 4, we get negative 24. That's the number we're going to factor. Now, what's important is we're going to create the factors. Here's all possible factors with negatives either way because it has to equal negative 21. All factors. Well, 1 times negative 24, negative 1 times 24, so on and so forth. But which ones, when we add them up, should give us this middle term as 5x. As we do this, we find that it's negative 3 and 8. So what we are going to do is then split this middle term into that. So what used to be, I'm bringing that 2x, 6x squared plus 5x minus 4, we're splitting this 5x into these two right here. It's not going to become 6x squared minus 3x plus 8x minus 4. Now if you look at this, we didn't lose. This is still the same problem as it's in the parentheses, so I understand there's still parentheses around this whole thing. So 2x way out here. This didn't change. It just changed the look, but it didn't change the value. So we're going to factor by grouping. This is the grouping part. We're going to group these two together and these two together right here. And then we're going to factor that one more time. So what can we take out of here? Well, what they have in common? A 3 and an x. So we get 3x, leaving us 2x minus 1. And what can we factor out of here? A 4, leaving us 2x minus 1. Check this out. So this is what we have right now. Put our bracket on this. At 2x. And then one more step. What does this section and this section right here, so plus sign between, have in common? Yeah, this 2x minus 1. That's going to become one of our factors. 2x minus 1. When you take those out, what's left? 3x plus 4. So that's going to become the other one. 3x plus 4. And then we have that 2x from the very beginning. This is our final answer, completely factored out for this problem up here. Let's try this one more time. Let's look at this right here. So we got 6x squared minus 7x minus 20. So can we factor anything out of this? No. So we go step 2. We multiply these two right here. We get negative 120. So what two numbers multiply to be negative 20 or added to be negative 7? Well, let's start with the common one. 120 is divisible by 6. We'll try to use more reasonable. I'm not going to list them all. Let's be a little more reasonable. So we can get 6 and 20. That's negative or 6 minus 20. Either one. What else can go into it, class? We do 8. 8 and 15. We'll do this negative or 8 and negative 15. Okay, what does this give us? This gives us right here 12. This gives us negative 12. What does this give us? 15 minus 8 gives us, hey, 7, but negative 15 minus 8, negative 7. There's our numbers right there. That's what we want. All right, so we're going to split this up. This will now become 6x squared, and then we're going to use these right here, plus 8x minus 15x, and then minus 20. So all we did is just split this linear term, this middle term, into two parts. Now we can group these two together, and we group these two together right here. All right, what can we factor out of this problem? What do they have in common? They have the number 2 and an x. 2 can go into both of them, and an x can go to both of them, leaving us 3x plus 4 right here. What can go into both of these? And we're going to take out the negative sign too. A negative 5. divide that, we factor out negative 5. That leaves us positive 3x and then positive 4. And look at that. Those match up. They should always match up. They don't, we did something wrong. So those match up, so they create one factor, 3x plus 4, and then what's on the outside is the other factor, 2x minus 5. And that's it. This has been completely factored out. Let's try again. Let's do another one right here. All right, let's look at this one. Can we factor anything out of there? Let's see. 2, 2, 2. Because of this, we can't do anything bigger than 2. Could have done 4. This was maybe a 16. But we can do 2. That's fine. We take what we can get. 2, leaving us 6a squared minus 7a minus 10. So we got smaller numbers right there. Then we multiply 6 with negative 10. We get negative 60. So this times this, that's where we get this number. And then we factor that. So what two numbers multiply to be negative 60, but add up to be negative 7? Let's start with 4. I think, well, we can start with like 3. Do 3, we get 3 and 20, but there's no way that can give us 7. We subtract that, or we have 3 minus 20. 4, let's try 4. 4 goes into that. How many times? 4 goes into 6. 1 time, remainder 2, 15. How about that? So negative 4 plus 15, that gives us 11, or 4 minus 15. That gives us negative 11. That don't work. What else works? Let's try 6. Oh, 5. Let's try 5. 5 goes into that. 5 and 12. Negative 5 plus 12, that gives us 7. Hey, look at that. 5 minus 12, negative 7. That's what you're looking for right there. So this will be split up. 6a squared plus 5a minus 12a minus 10. And we're going to group these two together and then these two together. All right, what can we factor out of 6a squared plus 5a? Just an a, leaving us 6a plus 5. What can we factor out of this? Factor out a 2a, oh, negative 2, just a negative 2. Negative 2, leaving me positive 6a plus 5. So then these two make 1. They're the same. So 6a plus 5. What's on the outside makes the other one? A minus 2. And then from the very beginning, we had this 2. 2. So our final answer right here. All right. You guys tried this one, so go ahead and pause. All right. I hope you tried it. Let's see if you got the same answer. So can we factor anything? No, we can't. So we're going to go ahead and multiply these two together. We get 12. Oh, sorry, 24. 24. Let me just erase that so it looks better. There you go. 24. So two numbers that multiply to be 24 and add up to 11. There's no negatives anywhere on here, so more than likely they're both going to be positive. So let's start with our obvious one. 2 and 12. Add them up. They give us 12. What do they give us? 12, 2, 14. Man, one blink. Can 3 go into that? Yes, 3 and 8. 3 plus 8 gives us, yes, 11. There we go. All right, so that's what we're going to use. 12x squared, split this up to be 3x plus 3x plus 8x plus 2. Put those together, those two together. We factor out, what can we factor out here, class? Yes, a 3x. Good. Get 4x plus 1. What can we factor out of here? A 2. Yes, a 2 plus 2. And then it'll be 4x plus 1. Look at that. Those two give us 1 of our binomials. 4x plus 1. What's on the outside? That's the other one. 3x plus 2. You should have got that same answer. All right, that's factoring by grouping. Let's look at all possible. This is so far, and we'll start at the same page on the next one. So these are all the different, these are what we call special types of factor. This is what it looked at. We looked at these two already when we're looking at special multiples, when you multiply them. But if you look at this, it should be able to revert back to that as well. And of course, this is our product of sums, product of difference, and the differences, or the product of difference, something like that. these are the next two we're going to work on. We're going to work on these special ones in the next one. All right. See you tomorrow.